Tonight we step into the shadowed halls of George Jarvis School, a place shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of restless spirits. This haunting 19th century structure, hidden in the remote countryside of Herefordshire, has seen its fair share of sorrow, secrets, and the supernatural. From the eerie footsteps echoing through the empty corridors, to the ghostly figures of a little boy said to be roaming the bell tower. This school has become one of the UK's most notorious locations for paranormal activity. But what is it about this place that holds the spirits so tightly, refusing to let them rest? Join us as we explore the chilling tales of George Jarvis School, uncovering the stories and sightings that have left the visitors shaken, and perhaps, if we're lucky, witness some of the lingering spirits ourselves. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because tonight, you won't want to look away. The George Jarvis School, located in Herefordshire, is fast becoming one of the most sought-after ghost hunting destinations. This red brick structure, dating back to 1850, looms over visitors with an eerie aura, making them feel as though unseen eyes are watching. Spanning 4 floors with over 40 rooms, the school includes dark, ominous cellars and a foreboding parlour room. Previous investigations here have reported candles mysteriously knocked from their stands, information sheets inexplicably flung from the walls, and doors creaking open or slamming shut on their own. Heavy footsteps, unaccounted for whistling, and sudden chills are just a few of the strange phenomena frequently witnessed. Ghostly apparitions, including sightings of disembodied legs and fleeting white mists, have been known to appear before vanishing into thin air. The school is said to be haunted by a young boy who once found himself locked away in the bell tower and is now seen wandering the upper floors. George Jarvis himself is also rumoured to roam the long corridors, with many speculating that it is his presence causing the heavy doors to slam. In the cellars, visitors report encounters with a spectral figure thought to be a clergyman. Guests have also described sensations of being grabbed, and some have fled in terror, vowing to never return. Its towering, darkened windows and crumbling face give an ominous air, as though the building itself is waiting or watching. Once a haven for underprivileged children under the George Jarvis charity, the school opened its doors in 1862, offering refuge to the poor. But those doors finally closed in 2010, leaving the corridors and rooms untouched and silent for years. In 2020, a group of volunteers began the work of stirring the eerie silence, attempting to breathe life back into the halls that had long forgotten the sound of laughter and learning. The building holds secrets within its walls. It's said that the armed forces from America stayed here, and in the 1980s, the school transformed into a youth hostel, though guests often reported the unsettling feeling of being watched. The site's founder, George Jarvis, who left his fortune in 1793 to help the poor people of Staunton-on-Wye and Letton, demanded his legacy never fund public buildings. Yet this imposing structure stands, as though defying his wishes. Casting long shadows over the ground, today its halls are filled with memories, whispers, and perhaps the restless echoes of those who passed through long ago. The story of the young boy trapped in the bell tower is perhaps the most haunting of all. According to local law, the boy was punished for some unknown mischief and locked away in the bell tower, left to cry for help that never came. Many who venture into the upper floors report feeling of inexplicable sadness in the air, accompanied by faint sorrowful cries that seem to echo from the tower. Some visitors claim to have seen a small figure peering out from the tower's windows, only to vanish when approached. Those who have investigated this area often describe sudden drops in temperature and the sensation of small hands brushing against their leg, as if the boy is seeking comfort or companionship in his eternal solitude. The heavy steps and slamming doors. The heavy footsteps that resonate through the halls are often accompanied by a feeling of being watched. Many witnesses describe the sound as distinctly human, echoing through the empty corridors. Investigators have set up cameras in the hallways only to capture inexplicable slamming noises that occur without any visible cause. Some speculate that these sounds belong to George Jarvis himself, whose spirit is said to patrol the school in an attempt to protect his legacy. Visitors often report doors swinging open and slamming shut with such force that they rattle the walls, leaving them both terrified and intrigued. On occasion, people have found doors closed that they were sure had been left ajar moments before. The shadowy figure in the cellars. The cellars of George Jarvis School are notorious for their dark energy. Visitors describe a suffocating feeling, as if the air thickens with dread upon entry. Many claim to have seen a shadowy figure flitting just beyond their peripheral vision. When they turn to confront it, the figure disappears, leaving only the oppressive atmosphere behind. Some have experienced a sense of being physically restrained or grabbed by unseen hands, prompting them to flee in terror. Those who have spent time in the cellars describe feeling an overwhelming compulsion to leave, as if something sinister lurks just out of sight, ready to pounce on anyone who dares to stay too long. Disembodied legs and vanishing mists. Reports of disembodied legs walking through the hallways add a bizarre twist to the school's ghostly tales. Witnesses describe seeing the lower half of a figure gliding silently along the floors, dressed in period clothing, only to have it vanish before their eyes. This phenomena often occurs in areas where the atmosphere feels particularly heavy or charged, such as near the former classrooms. The white mists that have been seen drifting through the corridors add to the ethereal quality of these encounters. Some describe the mists as almost sentient, swirling around them before dissipating, as if taunting those who dare to intrude. The mist often seems to appear when someone is alone, amplifying feelings of isolation and fear. The Whistling Phantom. The Whistling Phantom is particularly eerie presence that many have reported during investigations. Witnesses describe the whistling as soft and melodic, floating through the air with an almost hypnotic quality. It often seems to lead them deeper into the building, enticing them to follow despite the rising unease in their stomachs. Some have attempted to replicate the whistling, only to have it cease in response, as if the entity is aware of their presence and chooses to keep its distance. In some cases, the whistling is accompanied by a sudden gust of wind, despite closed windows, which leaves those who hear it with a chilling sense of foreboding. Falling candles and thrown objects. During paranormal investigations, the phenomena of falling candles and thrown objects adds a physical element to the ghostly occurrences. Investigators often set up candles on tables, only to watch in disbelief as they are suddenly knocked over, sometimes even when no one else is near. In addition to candles, papers and personal belongings of guests have been reported to fly off walls or tables with no explanation, leaving many feeling violated and unsettled. Some believe that this is a way for the spirits to express their discontent with the living intruders, while others think it may be a playful manifestation of the school's past. These disturbances often happen in rooms where the energy feels especially intense, amplifying the fear and tension in the air. And there you have it, the chilling tales from George Jarvis School, a place where history and the supernatural intertwine, from the sorrowful spirit of a little boy in the bell tower to the shadowy figures lurking in the cellars. The stories here are as captivating as they are unsettling. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the echoes of the past seem to linger in these haunted halls, whispering secrets that refuse to fade away. If you have enjoyed our journey into this eerie corner of Herefordshire, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more ghostly tales and adventures. Have you ever experienced something supernatural? Please let me know in the comments below. Your story might just inspire our next exploration. Until next time, keep your lights on and your curiosity alive, because you never know what might be lurking just behind you.